One World does a lot in our area. We know because we've talked about many of their programs, one of them like dental care.
Yes, and their centers like the newest for teens, and yet there's more to learn. We know because of the message our next guests bring.
From One World's Minority Health Program, Luis Vasquez and Vivian Garcia.
Hi guys, good morning. Great to see you.
And you guys work for two different departments within the organization. Break that down for us.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having us here. We work in the outreach department, and the outreach department has 4 different types of grants. And Luis Vasquez is the outreach manager, so he can explain a little bit more of what we do.
What are you doing on a daily basis, Luis?
Well, we come down, we sit down, and we talk a lot. Well, that's one part of it. Part of what we do is just plan events and, do a lot of collaborations with different agencies and organizations, so we explain them about our programs, and we go into the community and just screen people, educate, and try to promote health.
You are trying to make lives better for the people who need the help and they're just not sure where to go. You're kind of connecting a lot of those resources so that they've got the knowledge to really put some of it to use. MHI, the Minority Health Initiative, is one of the programs. What does that entail?
Well, that is where I work at. I am the program coordinator for this grant, and what we focus on is getting people who are interested in becoming health promoters who are minorities to come and take certain classes. We do trainings, and the whole main goal of this is to have individuals out in the community educating those who need the help and doing screenings with blood pressure, glucose, and BMI. So.
You rely on those people to really get the message out about specifically about what you guys do. And are you guys seeing, what sort of impact are you seeing? Are you seeing a difference with different screenings that you provide?
Definitely. I've gone to different events that we have done throughout this past year, and you could just, I don't know, it's just their face with their expressions, and they're just so thankful for one simple screen. And yeah, it's great.
And to feel like somebody cares, because I think that's part of it too, is you feel like you're disenchanted after a while. Like, man, I can't make all of this happen on my own, but when you realize folks like you are there waiting and you're able to make a difference in their lives and the way they feel, that's huge. So that's your program, MHI. We said before the break, getting people excited about shaping up. Luis, is that where you come in here?
South Omaha Shape Up, right?
I get involved in all of the grants, but little pieces in there. I'm kind of divided in the 4 pieces of the 4 grants we handle. But the Shape Up is Omaha Shape Up, SOSU for its short name. It's a great program in terms that, same idea, go into the community, go into daycares, and they do physical activity and nutrition with the children. And it's just the best part about it is that you get to work with children and you teach them about health. Very basic things, but they can make a huge impact in terms of, in the screen we see like the whole color scheme of fruits and vegetables. We educate children to be active, one, but also to, have more color in their nutrition. The whole My Plate and idea. So it's a wonderful program that was developed from grassroots, literally, health promoters, 2 health promoters, Leticia Flores right there, and then Ilse on the other picture. And everything started, from little programs like that, eventually moving on and branching on to more daycares, wanting to come for us to come over and do these kinds of education.
And I love how that it's interactive. It's really interactive from that standpoint. And what kind of results are you seeing through that program?
Parents, eventually we have a very nice story where there's a little girl grocery shopping with her mom, and then out of nowhere she tells the mom, it's like, Mom, this car needs color. And then she's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, my friends, referring to our, Leticia and Ilse, they tell us to put all the colors here, and there's needs more vegetables and more fruits. And so then the parent just reached out to us and was like, what are you teaching my kid? Because now they're like pulling all over and like, oh, there's colors here. So that's kind of, those are the neat impacts besides evaluations and all these kinds of things. Those are the stories that stick up to you.
Well, Vivian, as soon as he said that, you smiled so big. Like, that's the rewarding part of what you're doing.
Definitely. With SOSU and MHI and other grants that we have too, it's just amazing to see these individuals out in the community who are so thankful for one simple thing that you do, and you can see the great need for this.
And there's other people in the community that obviously you have to get some funding from somewhere. How do you provide these services and programs? Where does the money come from?
Well, the MHI is mostly funded by the state of Nebraska Health Disparities Office, and then the South Omaha Shape Up is funded by Children's Hospital. So then we have the other one that deals with sexual literacy and sexual education from the Women's Fund of Omaha. And then we also have the last one, which is through the Mexican consulate in the health window. So it's basically the same thing. People come, get a screening, get education, and stuff like that.
This is the website for One World. Some months back, we started a series here on the Morning Blend, sort of like taking a close look, putting in context really all of the centers, all of the programs, all of the initiatives, because we're all familiar with One World, we think, and then when you start to kind of peel back the layers, you realize the sort of impact you're making in the community. With these programs specifically, we've talked about what you're doing today, but if you look years down the road, what kind of impact do you think you're making on the city of Omaha?
I think we're making a huge impact. Like I said, one simple step can lead to so many changes, and that's the goal of this program, to have new individuals and other individuals that we already have in our program educate others and motivate them to become healthy and prevent all these chronic diseases that we're seeing. So, yes.
It's families too.
Doing a lot of great
right?
things. The Minority Health
Family.
Initiative, I think that's, you guys emphasize that really well, getting people out in the community to bring awareness to health issues, getting people in for the screenings.
We'll send you to their website if you'd like to learn more about the programs we've talked about today, or anything else that's happening at One World. It is remarkable, and it's oneworldomaha.org. Guys, thank you so much. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a great
Nice to meet
weekend.
you. The annual Torchlight Ball is entirely dedicated to charitable giving.
The remarkable amount of money they've raised over the years, and the cause at the center this year.